Check it. What's up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we look at SPY, the overall market. We're also looking at AMC and GME, our favorite meme stocks. This is your midday market update for AMC and GME in the overall market. I'm going to give you guys a technical analysis update on the smaller and larger time frame for these stocks. Again, I have no bias toward bullish or bearish. When I give you guys these predictions, I simply say whatever the charts and technical analysis is telling me. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY, our favorite meme stocks, AMC and GME. We're also looking at SPY as well. This is your midday market update for the overall market and our meme stocks. Let's go ahead and chop into the charts and see what we have going on. So I did predict a red day for SPY, a red day for GME, and a green day for AMC. Again, when I give these predictions, I have no bias to the up or downside, bullish or bearish. I simply say whatever the charts are telling me and then let you guys know whatever the charts are telling me. I have no bias to what direction. I simply do the TA and then give the analysis from there. This video is not financial advice. It should not be taken as such. Let's go ahead and hop into the charts and see what we have going on. So the first thing I want to point out is that we are getting that red candle print on SPY and on GME, and then a green candle on AMC. I'm going to be explaining the technical analysis, why we are seeing this, and what we could possibly be seeing next. So the first thing I want to point out for SPY is a potential bullish consolidation. So we do have a potential bullish consolidation for a push to about 460. Now, why do I think 460 is going to be the top for SPY? When in doubt, zoom out. We have multiple indications based off the psychology and based off the technicals that this is going to be the top range for SPY. As you guys can see, after a major euphoria rally, you have a big sharp drop to the downside. Then you have this upwards consolidation with a slightly lower low. Let's go ahead and hop into the charts with SPY and show you guys that there is a slightly lower low forming here on SPY, and why I do believe we are going to see a pullback before we do see a major bull run. So we can see that, you guys can see that we are in this major euphoria rally here back in 2020, 21. Then we have this pullback during 2022. Then we have this upwards consolidation, and I want to point out that we're making a slightly lower low. You can see that there's major resistance here around the top of the stock market, and I do not think we will break those major resistances. You can see that the Bollinger Bands have resistances there. We also have all-time high resistances there, and we are starting to top out on RSI on the bigger time frames. If you go ahead and look at the weekly time frame, you can see that RSI is getting overextended and getting hot to where we normally top out for SPY. This is major indications that we are going to see a pullback despite what people are saying on the smaller time frames. This is what's called a liquidity grab, where larger positions have to use retail and people FOMOing in to exit their larger positions. They need liquidity to do that, so the market needs to run up. Then we see a major crash and capitulation as smart money, aka smart money, starts to lose or leave their positions that are in profit, use this liquidity, and then you see a major drawback to the downside. Again, this is the complacency stage. This is where everyone thinks we need to just cool off before the next rally, but that's when everyone gets a major rug pull and you see capitulation to the downside. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY on the larger time frames. Here on the smaller time frames, again, we do have that potential bullish consolidation on this bull pennant. It's a little too early to tell if this is a bull pennant. I do think we're probably going to consolidate sideways into Monday or Tuesday, but we could see a potential pop up to about 455, 460, seeing a double top type scenario before seeing a major pullback to the downside. So basically what that would look like is you would see a pop to the upside around Monday or Tuesday. Let's go ahead and show you guys on the poly line what that would potentially look like for you guys, and show you guys what that price action would look like. So basically you would see this pop to the upside on Monday or Tuesday. Then you would see an immediate pullback to the downside as we come back down to fill these gap fills down here on the lower ranges. I do think we're going to be filling these gap fills on the lower ranges. Gaps obviously get filled on indexes, and we have multiple gap fills to the downside on the 4-hour time frame. As you guys can see here on the 4-hour time frame, we have gaps down here, and then on the daily time frame as well, we have gaps all the way down to the 400 level. So I do think, again, these gaps will be filled before we see a push to the upside. We could see an initial pop to the upside, to that 455, 460 region, but I do think that is going to be the top for SPY as we get a slightly lower low here on the macro. Again, we are not just going to go into a bull rally and break all-time highs. When RSI is this high, we need to pull back, consolidate, and then make a push to the upside. Again, when in doubt, zoom out. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY. Let's go ahead and look at GME stock and show you guys what's popping off with GME, and then hop into AMC. We have a lot going on with AMC. Very excited about it. So let's go ahead and cover GME, show you what's going on for that, and then hop into AMC. So the first thing I want to point out for GME here on the larger time frames, again, this is very, very bullish for that move to the upside. Even though we're seeing pullback on the smaller time frames, I'll explain what is going on. Let's go ahead and start from the smaller time frames because it will make a lot more sense if I start from that micro perspective and then work my way out. So the first thing we could see is on the smaller time frames is we broke out of this smaller falling wedge marked here in white. So we had a falling wedge, which is a bullish consolidation for a pump to the upside. We broke out of that, but we could not break this resistance marked here in yellow. I told you guys that if we did not break that, we we're going to see a pullback back to about $22.15, maybe even $22 even. That's exactly what we've seen, a retest of that 22.23 level. So that is that range that we did see a retest of, and you guys can see we got a nice bounce from that range. We were outside of the Bollinger Bands. I told everyone on my Discord that GME was going to get a bounce. It was overextended to the downside. That's exactly what we've seen. We're going to come back up and test this range on this yellow band. So basically, we're going to come back up and test this range at about 22.80, 22.90. See if we can break that as support. If we can break above 22.80, 22.90 and use that as support, you can see that move to about $25, $30. But if we do not break that support, you're going to come back down and retest $22.15, $22 as support. We are using macro resistance as support. We've been in accumulation for over 2 years on GME. This is a massive accumulation. We're using macro sloping resistance, which is marked here in turquoise, as support. I've been tracking this thing forever. We are finally breaking out to the upside of this, using it as support, which is a breakout to the upside for higher highs. But we need to consolidate and make a bullish consolidation before we push up above that $25 and $30 level. Again, we have a massive falling wedge here on the daily time frame marked here in yellow. That is the resistance we need to break to see that move to $25 or $30. We have the Bollinger Bands constricting, telling us that a big push is coming to the up or downside. My personal opinion is going to be to the upside. I do think we're going to see a quick, rapid pop to the upside for GME and AMC, and then once this thing takes off, it is just going to absolutely start running. Things are going to get out of control because of how much of the mess of the shorts are in for shorting this thing for 3 years instead of just covering their positions like they should have in the first rally. Let's go ahead and hop into AMC. Again, GME setting up for a major breakout to that $25, $30 level. When we break to that $25 or $30 level, it's going to absolutely go flying. I sound like a broken record when it comes to this for GME. There's normally a nice gamma ramp at that $25 or $30 level. It depends what week it is. You guys can see that this week is actually a decent week for GME, as we do have 62,000 calls expiring in the money at that $30 level. And then if we get to that push, we could see a push to 40, 55, maybe even $60 based off of the gamma. Also, the technicals show that that is a major level of support and resistance at that $30 level. So if we break it, you're going to see a nice push based off of that. We also have a gap fill here at $40 that will be filled for GME. So this is what I'm looking at on the larger and smaller time frame for GME. Again, once we get that push to $25, $30, it's going to be a quick, rapid move, and everything's just going to break because of the mess that the shorts have made. Let's go ahead and hop into AMC. We have a lot of things going on for AMC stock. Show you guys what's popping off with AMC. AMC is finally done barcoding. Again, this is why I called a green week for AMC. The technicals were telling me that AMC had a little bit more bullish consolidation than GME and would see a gradual push to the upside, and this is exactly what we are seeing for AMC. We had the Bollinger Bands constricting here, telling us that volatility is coming here on the daily time frame and on the weekly time frame. Okay, so this is very, very important to note that there is a massive set of volatility that AMC is basically curling up like a spring. It's like a pressure cooker right now. It's consolidating in a range where it can't be pushed down, but it can't pop up to the upside because they're trying to hold us down. So once this thing breaks, it's just going to start flying. There's a massive order imbalance. You guys can see that there's a massive order imbalance. That means that there are orders backed up for buy orders. There's so little shares. We can see that the liquidity is so dead on AMC because there's no volume. The volume is absolutely dry. dried up. So you can see liquidity is just absolutely done for AMC. You guys can see that the shares, there's absolutely no shares because of the cost to borrow. We are the number one the stock with the highest cost to borrow in the whole entire stock market. AMC is the stock with the most cost to borrow, sitting at 1,053%. We can go ahead and check and confirm that here with the cost to borrow range at 1,053%. We can see that cost to borrow has remained elevated. That is showing that shorts are desperately trying to keep this thing down and do not want to see this thing move at all. And it's also showing the chaos that is going on in the background with this market order imbalance, this cost to borrow, this crazy gamma ramp that we have for AMC as well. If we go ahead and check out the call options, you guys can see that we have a crazy gamma ramp at 190,000 calls expiring in the money at $5. Absolute insanity. If we were to get a push up to $5 for AMC, this thing would just run. That's why I think they can't, like, I literally, like, if we get the judge's decision, this is why I'm so hyped, because if we get all we need is this catalyst, all we need is some volume, all we need is a little push to the upside to set this thing off. We have such a beautiful setup right now that all we need is just a little push to the upside to set this thing flying. And let me explain why. So we have this bullish setup here in this ascending triangle, which is a bullish setup for a breakout. It's just, when is it going to be? We need to break this level of $4.50. So $4.50 is the breakout level for this ascending triangle, and the breakout target is about $5, $4.90, around that range. So if we get to that $5 range and hold that as support, gamma can start to kick in and start pushing us to the upside, pushing us to that golden range where it's $8 to $12, where shorts will be heavily underwater. So we have to think about what's going on right now. Shorts are paying $40 per share because of the cost to borrow to start new short positions. So as soon as this thing, they're already starting off their position in the red. So as soon as this thing makes any type of push to the upside, they're already bleeding heavily. So if we see this thing move to the golden range of $8 to $12, all those short positions with all this new short interest, we've seen a pop in short interest. So there's 100% new shorts in this thing. With all those new shorts will start to cover, pushing this thing up. Then they'll start to come for the legacy shorts as we see price go to $20, $30, $40. Once we see price break $40, legacy shorts are extremely underwater because we're past all-time highs. Again, I say $40 because the all-time highs has changed. A lot of people forget about the reverse split. You can see the all-time highs read 44 here, but I know that it was 72 before the reverse split. But that is not the point. Again, we see that push up past all-time highs, and then legacy shorts are now bleeding and completely underwater, and that's where things start to get crazy. Once we break all-time highs, we can see this thing go to evaluations that we have never ever seen. Why? Because of the FTDs that have built up, all of the buy orders that have built up with the order imbalance. And if we go ahead and look at the threshold security list, we're still on the threshold security list where we're supposed to have been covered or forced to cover at the 13th day. It's been about the 17th day on the threshold security list. This is absolute insanity, and that's why I say we have a crazy setup for that push to the upside. And if we get any type of volume, any type of movement, any type of catalyst, like a judge decision, you will see this thing absolutely start to rocket. That is why I am so hyped, and I've been hyping this thing up and saying that we have the best setup I have ever seen for AMC. That gamma ramp is crazy. We also have all of these FTDs. We have all of this market imbalance. We have all of these orders backed up, which is showing that shorts are extremely desperate. There is a can that they kicked down the road for 3 long years. It is now the end of the road. There is nothing left of the can to kick, and we are at the end of this thing. So it is very, very obvious that shorts are completely desperate and distraught right now with this cost to borrow, seeing this market order imbalance. And we can also see that they are desperately using a ton of money. So let's go ahead and look at the reverse repos for AMC, or the reverse repo chart. So this is the reverse repos for the Federal Reserve Bank. This is the reverse repos for the Federal Reserve Bank. This is showing that as soon as people started buying AMC around that 2021 range, we go ahead and zoom out and see when people started buying AMC and around that 2021 range. As you guys can see, AMC started to run up. You can see that market repos or reverse repos went absolutely insane. They are borrowing money to try to short this thing down. You guys have to understand how much money they are using on a daily basis. You have to times all of the short shares times the $40 that they're paying because of the cost to borrow. So you take the 75,000 times the $40, and that will give you a cost to borrow. And they are using hundreds of thousands of shares per day just to try to keep this thing down past $4.50. And the thing about what's going on now is that AMC is so bullish and there's so much bullish momentum built up that they can't even push it down past $4. So we are at a breaking point here. There's a point. It's basically, it's a war. Okay, it's a war. You guys can look at it like that. There's a line in the sand, and they don't want us to pass this $5 line, but we don't want them to pass this $4 line. We are not breaking because there's so much bullish momentum built up. We have all of these orders backed up because of the order imbalances. We can see that there's buy orders backed up. Okay, so we have all of this bullish pressure, FTDs that need covered, all of this craziness, shorts that need covered. So we have all of this bullish pressure built up. They can't push us down. But if we get to that $5 level, we will see a surge to the upside. So that is why this is the time. That's why I'm saying if we ever had a chance to squeeze, it has to be now. Let's go ahead and show you guys the technicals on the smaller time frame, giving you guys an update on what's going on with that and what to expect for the rest of the day, and then wrap up this video. So the first thing I want to point out are these Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands on the 4-hour time frame showing extreme volatility is coming. We had this big push to the upside. We are currently outside of the Bollinger Band, so I want to point out that we're going to see a snap back inside the bands, and that's currently what we're seeing right now. We did see that overextension to the upside, but we're probably going to see a snap back inside the bands. Now this is very, very exciting here on the 2-hour time frame. We're using the bands as support, so this is a sign of a potential move to the upside. Again, this is getting me hype. Okay, I got to stay calm here. This is getting me hype. This could be a sign of a potential push up to that $4.50 range. Again, if we get to that $4.50 range and break it as support, you're going to see a push up to $5 very, very quickly based off of the technicals of this ascending triangle with the bullish breakout target of $4.90, $5 range. So again, if we break $4.50, you're going to see a push up, and then the gamma starts kicking in. This thing goes crazy quick. This thing could go off at any moment, and I do think it could happen even before the judge makes her decision. But with the 20-day waiting period, I do think that is going to make this thing kick off regardless of what the judge's decision. I think just the catalyst alone, the 20-day waiting period, will give us enough momentum to push the upside. But again, very, very bullish for a potential move as we use the Bollinger Bands as support. I do expect a pullback. We are overextended with the MACD, so I do expect a pullback. But if we continue to the upside, you could see that move extend very, very quickly. But my overall assessment is that we're probably going to pull back to about 435, 436, use that as support, and then push the upside. But if we continue on this path, again, things can get crazy very, very quickly. So guys, this is everything I have for you. This is your midday market update for AMC, GME, and SPY. Hopefully you found this video informative. If you did, go ahead and drop a like. Subscribe for more content. That is a great way to support me for absolutely free. I also have a membership that you can join on the channel. You get a ton of access to me. You get also exclusive validation as a member of this channel and exclusive content as a member as well. I also have a Discord you can join. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram to join the Discord. Twitter and Instagram are linked down below. Just hit me up and say I want to join the Discord. I talk about all my stocks, trades, cryptos, TA, all of it is there on my Discord. And I have a great community there talking about their stocks, trades, and crypto as well. So if you want to join us, go ahead and check that out. And then I also have a trading class that's coming out and available soon. As soon as that is ready, I will have an announcement on the channel, helping everyone make these predictions accurate as I do. With that being said, again, you can support me for free simply by dropping a like, leaving a comment, and pressing subscribe. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe, and remember you can check me out on Instagram or Twitter for more Data Zero updates. Link down below is my Instagram and Twitter. You can ask me about my Discord, message me on that, and go ahead and hop in the Discord that way. Again, you just pay me via PayPal or Cash App, and then I'll send you a link. It's as easy as that. I'm also working on a class. I have my website down below. If you want more information on the class, you can go ahead and check out that link. I'm also working on a couple other projects as well, indicators and stuff like that. But if you guys want to support support me for free, go ahead and drop a like, leave a comment, and press subscribe. That's a great way to help the channel grow. And again, I truly appreciate each and every one of you that watch to the end of this video, because so few people watch to the end of the video. So if you see this message, know that I truly appreciate you. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.